Good morning, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Now, I'm going to be talking about this week's energy. What can you expect daily from December 30th or December 13th to the 20th this week? So, before I begin, now I've done a video already for my predictions for 2026. So, my team is going to be posting that at any time. So make sure you watch that video because I'm giving you basically a preparation of what's coming in 2026, how we can prepare for it, what to expect, and so on. My predictions from last year for this year, a lot of it has happened and is continuing. So make sure you tune in. And also on the 19th of December, Friday at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm going live right here on YouTube, offering some clairvoyant readings. That is what's coming up for you in 2026. You can ask me a question for free. That's right. As long as you tune in, subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Jeni G Cousins, because I post things on there and also my team about certain things that's coming up and going on. So tune in, you guys. So, how many of you guys are prepared for the holiday season? Ho, ho, ho. Christmas season. Oh my gosh. How many of you are doing things, going away? Christmas season's all about, sharing, giving, compassion, understanding. You know what I mean? Being there for each other, right? As the world is changing so rapidly and so quickly, there's a lot of discomfort that we have seen, of course, and that we all have experienced. And holidays are a time when, we can get triggered, of course, by certain memories of people who are no longer with us. So it's really important to show more kindness from your heart and compassion. Don't judge other people, for goodness sakes. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. So now we're also moving in to this new moon in Sagittarius this week. Like, we're almost at the end of the year. I can't believe I'm already talking about the 20th of December. Like, oh my God, it's where is this year gone? If you think this year's gone quickly, wait till you see what's coming in 2026. Oh my God, it's a really fast year. And I do talk about that in my predictions videos, as I mentioned. So let's start off with what's going on? What could you be feeling? What is happening on the 13th and the 14th of December? So this is when you're going to have and feel, you know what? I got to communicate more. I really got to start speaking my truth. Well, you should be speaking the truth all the time. Why wouldn't you? However, you very well will feel more ready and open to communicate more, which is going to bring you a lot more clarity. So you could also be feeling more inspired. However, your sleep's going to be a little bit light. So we are getting closer to that new moon, and we've had a lot of solar flares, solar storms, which, yes, it can really cause disruptions. However, pay attention to your dreams because you're going to have a lot more messages incoming from the spirit world. And you could have even more messages from your family or friends, loved ones, your animals that have passed on in your dreams. Let me know, let me know what's going on. When you're having a dream of someone that you know that has passed on, that's them. The energy and the frequency is a lot higher these couple of days because we just had that portal on the 12th, which is higher energy, higher frequency. So there's going to be a lot more insights, as I mentioned. Your intuition is going to be a lot more stronger. So really pay attention to what I have a feeling or gut instinct that this is happening, or to do this or to not do that. So you're going to find that your relationships are going to flow much better for you. I mean, how nice is that? Mercury retrograde last month November, communication off, struggles, all of those things, right? You know, some of us had a really hard time, but that actually was a more calming relationship with communication for some of us. So as we're moving into the 15th and the 16th, you're going to find that you're going to be more focused on your goals. You know, it's like, wow, what do I really want to do? You're going to be more ambitious. You could be more optimistic, making more long-term plans for yourself. And you're going to be also healing from past situations. That's going to continue. Like, don't run from it. You know, whenever we get emotional and start reflecting, that's actually a really good sign. Reflect on the past. What did you learn from it? You know, memories resurfacing, as I'm saying, the whole month is going to be like that, but you're going to be more disciplined and determined. So, whatever goals you have that you want to work towards, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm really going to start focusing right now on my goals, whatever it is. It could be anything, right? Anything, whatever's on your comfort zone. So you're going to be making more commitments towards being more disciplined, working towards yourself, your goals, and so on. This is really, really important. So when we're working on goals and certain things, you have to set certain boundaries because it's like when I'm working on different projects, I'm always working on stuff. You know, I make sure I spend certain times for myself. I'll turn my phone on mute. You know, I'll get back to people, of course, but I'm like, you know what, I got to focus on my projects right now, let's say, or I have to focus on this or get this done. This is super important and I can't have distractions. So in order to get this done, you have to turn the noise off. Turn your phone on mute, right? As best as you can, you know, because we have Mars in Capricorn, which makes you more determined to focus more on goals. So it's really important to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. The time to slow down a little bit, you know, like some mornings we can get up and go, oh yeah, I'm going to get all of these things done. Great, you have more energy. And then the next day you're like, oh my God, why am I so tired? Because you've utilized a lot of energy getting certain things done. That's why you have to listen to your body when you're like, you know what? I need a little bit of rest. I need to just slow down a little bit. So pay attention to that. Listen to your body, you guys. You know, maybe some of you are going to get festive and start decorating the tree. You know, go on your own float your own boat, as I call it. So now the 17th and 18th, you've got to be a little bit more patient, right? Jeni, I hear you. I'm not patient. I hear you. I get it. When you try to push something way too fast, what happens? It doesn't work out. It falls apart. It's like if you wanted to build a house, you slap it up really quick. You know, there's different, you know, companies that boot, they slap up a brand new house so quick. And then people move in, they're like, oh my God, my roof is leaking, or oh my God, like all of these things. You have to take your time building certain things. It's like I'm making classes right now and I'm not rushing things. If I was going to rush up and just slap anything up, ew, take your time right now. So really face what needs to get done, you know, like different priorities, like what is the priority? Like I didn't have to get up earlier this morning because I'm like, you know what, I got to do this. I got to catch up with that. And the only time I can do that is to wake up at 4 a.m. Did I want to wake up at 4? No. But did I? Yes. Just to get that done and out of the way. Sometimes we have to do that. So you're also going to see during this time who really supports you, you know, in a positive way. Who's not? Who's not? You know, we can do a lot of different things for people and everything like that, put our heart into it. But then we're like, you know what? I need help with this. Oh, sorry, go find somebody else. Pay attention to that. You want to surround yourself with people who you really connect with, your soul tribe, people that, yeah, no worries. I can help you with that. You know, you're going to see it. Like you're really going to see who's more in alignment with you, who's more in alignment with the direction that you want to go towards, in whatever way it is. There's going to be new opportunities a lot. So really look back into October. If you were working on something specific or started something new, where are you now on that project or that goal? Oh my God, Jeni, I did start something in October, but oh God, I didn't. I'm so, oh, slow down. Don't be hard on yourself. Any given second, any given moment is a time to begin again. But I got so triggered in all of these things. Yes, of course, we all get triggers. We all get triggered with whatever it is, but we trigger ourselves too, you know? So we all handle and deal with things in our own way. So, you very well could see more progression that you made with whatever you started in October. Like I started something specifically in October myself because I'm like, you know what? I have to start this, but I'm done halfway because we have to balance everything out. It's like if I only had time to work on that and I didn't have anything else to worry about, well, yeah, I'm going to see a lot more things done, of course. However, there's, some of us have other responsibility with family and children and responsibilities and work and all of these things. So just balance that is so important. You know what I mean? And I also wanted to say happy birthday, Tony. Tony. Tony's really one of my best friends. Known him for 30 years, yeah, actually around that time. So happy birthday, Tony, if you're watching. And one of the really good things is Mercury retrograde finally is over. It's officially over. Officially over. You know what I mean? Like it ended at a certain time, but then we have the aftermath, as I call it. So you'll see things flowing a lot more better right now. Thank the Lord. Thank God, right? So when we move into the 19th, your sleep will be light because that new moon is on the 20th. So you're going to be you very well could be feeling more emotional, like new moons. It's a time when more people pass away, our animals can pass on. Really pay attention. I always say this, really pay attention to when you're like, I better call that person. Or, you know what? I better go see them. Maybe I need to book a flight or make a road trip to go see that person. Something tells me, listen to that. Really pay attention to that. New moons, new beginnings. It's a lot stronger than a full moon. So because it wipes things out completely to start brand new cycles, brand new opportunities, new doors opening up. So you very well could even have new opportunities present itself on the 19th as it is. So really, really pay attention to new opportunities that are incoming. We can I get opportunities all the time with certain things, but it doesn't mean I'm jumping into it. So whenever there's an opportunity given to you, just say, you know what? Okay, let me see if that fits in the direction I want to go towards. How does that work for me? The pros and the cons. Or if an opportunity presents to itself, sometimes you're like, yes, that's perfect. Boom, we automatically know. So when you're like, I'm not sure, can I just need a little bit of time to look at it. Yes. If somebody rushes you, we need to know right now, right now. If they just called you, it's just like, what? Really? But sometimes that does happen. I've had that happen. Jeni, can you go on the show or can you do this kind of last minute? And I'm like, what? And it depends. It depends on everything involved. So listen to that, really pay attention to it. But how do I get opportunities, Jeni? How can I create that? You can manifest it. Like if I'm looking for an opportunity, like a new opportunity, I will be like, Spirit, I am open to new opportunities that are best for my highest purpose, my highest self, my growth, where Spirit wants to lead me in a positive direction. I'm open to receive. And I don't go looking for it. I just surrender it. Okay, Spirit, that's your problem, not mine anymore. I'm asking, and let it go. If we try to push things, it works against us because the universe is like, thank you for stop forcing anything. Now we can step in to help you. So you could even get more pulled and drawn into learning new things. What is it that you're interested in or you're passionate about? You could be like, yeah, actually, I want to start studying something. Maybe you just like, yeah, I just read this amazing book and, wow, I'd really like to learn more about that. Pay attention to that. Really pay attention to that. Don't, but I do horrible at exams and tests. Don't just let that go. Let the past go. I don't like doing exams. Like, believe me, it could be something very simple, and I'm like, oh my God, right? But it's how we psych ourselves up to do that. Believe me, I don't like exams. I don't think anybody does really. But some people, I have a friend that they're like, I love exams. I love it. And I'm like, and her tests and exams are really like in depth. And I'm like, she passes it with flying colors. She's very smart and intelligent, but that's her thing. We're all different, of course. So now this new moon, new moon in Sagittarius, and a happy birthday to Chris and Bruce, another very good friends of mine. I'm very grateful to have, like really good friends and such. I don't see them much at all because I'm always busy and working. Even I had, a couple of friends come over last week. We've been friends for 59 years. And after my mom passed away in October, they wanted to come see me, her and her mom, you know, and we finally got together. We've known each other forever. She was my neighbor. So it was really nice to see them. I hadn't seen them in like years. We're connected and stuff, but you'll find that sometimes people are coming back. I even got somebody coming over. I'm going to visit somebody in January that I have not seen in years. So it's really nice when we can share time, and just because we haven't seen someone in years or we don't talk to them, let's say regularly, it doesn't mean we're not connected. I either know people for years or just for a very short time. So always in my heart. Have you noticed that certain people you haven't talked to for ages, and then you start talking to them and you're like, oh my God, it just seems like I was just talking to you yesterday type thing. Yes. Soul tribes, people you're supposed to be with that support you in a positive way, and so on. So you might even find that even on the 20th, hearing messages and such like that. But you also need to set those boundaries too, and really pay attention to who's draining your energy. You know what I mean? When there's certain people that are draining your energy, this is the boundary setting. It's just like, yeah, I got to focus on this and this and this and that. I can't, I can't keep doing this. All of those things. Just really pay attention to that. So you don't want to stay stuck in the past. You don't. You want to reflect on the past with lessons learned and stay more in the now and the present. Take that and move forward. So you are going to want to even be more like goal setting again. Intentions, what your intentions, put your crystals to get the moon energy out there right there. You're going to have more inspiration. Really pay attention again to your projects, what inspires you on the 20th. You're going to be more optimistic, and you're going to find that there's been a lot of growth within you. Reflect back to what you've learned. So it's what we do on a day-to-day basis really determines our future. Even baby steps, baby steps. Some of us can take giant leaps forward and quantum leaps, but some of us are like, you know what, just because of my schedule and how I am, I got to take little baby steps. That's perfectly fine. Don't have people push you. Don't have people put these negative thoughts into your head. We could be talking to somebody, and all of a sudden that person puts the fear of God into us, or all of these negative thoughts. You're planting that seed right there. You can attract that. If somebody said something really negative to me and blah, 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 I'd be like, that's your perspective. But, let's say if it does happen, we have to handle things in our own way. Our challenges can really push us forward into a huge regional, and worldly breakthrough in so many different ways. But don't let that, set you. Like I had somebody tell me, something really negative was going to happen. And I'm like, oh my God, like I would constantly be in that, like state of fear, like, oh my God, this is it's going to happen. So I was ungrounded, of course, of course, of course. We get challenges at times. Certain things happen to us that are unexpected, that aren't pleasant. But don't, like indent that into your mind. Don't do that because you'll attract that or you'll be in that state of what's going to happen now. Don't do that. You have to surround yourself with positive people. Like you really, really do. That's why like boundary settings are coming really, really important. But yeah, I talked to this person, oh my God, for an hour. I'm so drained. Yes, but I have to talk to them, their family or their this or whoever. Maybe that hour phone call, cut it down to 10 minutes, things like that. So it's really important. You're going to be cutting and getting more drained into cutting more toxic habits and behaviors and relationships out. And you've been really feeling that, you know what, I have this feeling something's changing, something's coming, something that, yes, we're ending this 9-year cycle, universal 9-year, and you're stepping into a brand new cycle in 2026. It's the year of the fire horse. Things move quickly, very quickly. But I'll talk about that in another video, of course, right? But you're also going to find that on the 20th with the new moon, I want justice to be served. I want justice to be served. It's even like with my dog Bella that passed from the puppy mill. I still want justice to be served. She actually saved my life, Bella. So I know why she came into my life. For those of you who know how she saved my life and all of this, you know, um, but certain situations that we want justice right now, you will see karma doesn't leave a phone number and address. You will see that happening. When people are using you and taking advantage of you and all of these things, it goes back to them. It really does. It really does. But I don't wish anybody harm. When it comes to my animals, you don't want to mess with me. I can tell you that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm an animal communicator too, but I talk to Bella all the time. But you know what I mean. I'm just saying, don't mess with my animals. Mess with the wrong mama. So now let's just pull kind of a couple of cards just to see what's coming up collectively. I don't use cards on anybody. I'm a clairvoyant, of course, right? Collectively, I pull a couple of cards just to kind of give you guys some insights to see if this is going to help you. Let me know if you like the cards. Let me know if you have any interest with the cards I pull, if it resonates with you. It's not going to resonate with anybody, well, not with everybody. Some people's like, oh my God, I just saw this or heard this. But I do this because it's like the universe just kind of points me to different cards to use. I never know what. I have so many card decks. I've given tons away. So let's have a little talk from the 13th to the 20th. What is the message collectively from the spirit world? How many of you guys have finished your Christmas shopping? How many of you guys have sent out Christmas cards? 13th to the 20th. La, 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 la. Okay. Alrighty. So the card that fell out today is inspired realizations. See where your effort takes you. Yes. There's going to be certain things that we work on that's not going to work. However, there's going to be certain things we do work on that really works out for us. Really pay attention to what's not working anymore. You're putting in all this work and effort. Oh, it's not working anymore. End it or retweak it somehow. Move on. Don't think that you're a failure because you're not. Maybe that's not the direction spirit wants you to go on. Really pay attention to where you're pulled towards, your creative ideas. Really important during this month. December is a very higher consciousness month. Christ consciousness. I channel with the Christ consciousness myself. I've had many near-death experiences and myself, and many of them, a few of them. And one of them was when I had Christ, Jesus standing right in front of me with the message that I'll never forget. And I can see that as clearly as I'm looking at you guys right now, this very second of him standing right there. So really pay attention to what insights you're getting through. Excuse me. Let's have a little chat to our animals. I'm an animal communicator, you guys. Those of you who want to book an appointment, talk to your animals who have passed on and your animals who are here with you. Okay, so the card that fell through is the bee. Spread heart healing with joy. Look at that. Look at that. Bees collecting their honey. Bees are very busy. Share your love. Spread heart healing with joy. You know, I always wish everybody the best. I always do prayers every night to the world, and especially with people that I know that are going through a lot of difficulties. I always do. I talk to a lot of different people every day, and you know, things have changed, of course, as we can see. You know, there's a lot of people who are going through a lot of difficulties, and this is why we have to show more kindness and compassion towards other people. So make some comments. How many of you guys have clicked like on that video? 13th of the 20th of December. What is the message? 13th of the 20th of December. Message collectively. Magic prayer. December is a very magical month. Manifesting, especially during this new moon. How many of you have seen miracles? I mean, I've seen miracles myself, believe me. I could write a book just on that alone. So you very well could be seeing more miracles this month. Getting that phone call from someone, getting that phone call, you've got the job. You know, all of a sudden an unexpected message comes in. Like miracles do happen. Like they really do. We have to be open and believe. Have you ever noticed that whenever you're having a really, really difficult time and you're like, I give up on something you're going through that's obviously painful? I can't do this anymore. And you give up, and then something happens. Phone call comes in, or you see something, you're like, oh my gosh. December is like that. Expect the unexpected. Keep your heart open. Now, how many of you have subscribed to my channel? Right here, you push that button right down. How many of you guys are joining me for a free clairvoyant reading on the 19th? Pay attention to my predictions video that's coming out. My team should be posting it pretty soon. I have no idea. So until next time, namaste.